Alright, I think almost everyone can agree at this point that the Modern Warfare 3 campaign deserves to have something said about it, which I cannot say because we are not 30 seconds into this video yet, and I would like to keep my monetization, thank you very much. I mean, you know this campaign is bad when people are literally saying that the Black Ops 3 campaign is more enjoyable than this. And while I personally wouldn't take it that far, this campaign is not too far off. Okay, well, admittedly not everyone is in unanimous agreement here, because you have people on both sides of the Call of Duty autism spectrum. On one hand, you have retards like Blamefruit the Closeted, who is in a parasocial relationship with Call of Duty and will brainlessly shit on it no matter what it does, and if he cannot find anything then he'll just lie. And then you have the Call of Duty fanboys, who are going to act like this campaign is the best thing since sliced bread. But anyways, to get back to the point, I honestly do not know what went wrong with the writing and planning of this campaign. This shit literally pulled the Doom Eternal with story, where if you take it seriously, it retroactively makes the previous games in the series look like a complete fucking joke. But we'll come back to the story later. First, let's get into the thing that you actually play a video game for, the gameplay. So basically, the big new thing that they added in this campaign are the new open combat missions, which are basically open-ended missions where you can tackle it however you want, and you can find more weapons and upgrades on the map. And here's the thing about these missions, they are not bad conceptually. The idea of being able to do a mission either stealth or loud is honestly a very cool idea. The problem is in its execution, and more notably, how much it tries to be like Fortnite, Warzone. The plate carrier and killstreaks feel completely out of place in the campaign, and killstreaks in particular don't make a single semblance of sense, especially with the indestructible chopper in the missile silo part, which is scripted to get away. Fucking hell. Even if you shoot an RPG at it, the rockets will literally curve and hit the wall, and Price will say that the angle is too steep or some stupid shit like that. And this does lead me into yet another thing that pisses me off about this campaign. So many of the encounters feel like they could have ended in a drastically different way, which could lead to drastic consequences, and we could have very well had a campaign with multiple endings like in Black Ops 2. And no, I'm not counting Cold War, because the only thing that affects your ending in that game are the final few choices, and that's literally it. But to get back to the point, probably the biggest immersion breaker in these missions are the weapon rarities. It just completely takes you out of the experience when you open a crate and you see, whoa, an epic assault rifle which is better than your uncommon one. Now, there is also some talk, which I haven't been able to confirm, that these missions are actually just scrapped Warzone and EMZ events. And if that is the case, then that just takes what little praise I had for them and throws it completely out the fucking window. I am literally one of the people who genuinely likes DMZ. It's the only reason I played Warzone 2 to begin with. I didn't even buy Modern Warfare 2, I just played the free multiplayer weekends to level up some guns that were annoying to level up otherwise. So if that is true, that these missions were supposed to be extra DMZ content, then that shit is just completely fucking pathetic. I mean, it would explain all the Warzone shit in these missions. Like, the tone of both the gameplay and the story feels so genuinely confused, which is a nice segue into the story, so if you want to avoid spoilers, click off now and, I don't know, pre-order the game to beat the campaign and just cancel your pre-order then, if you really want to play it. That is, at least, assuming this video comes out before the game releases. In any case, the story managed to somehow be even worse than in Modern Warfare 2. I don't understand what was so wrong with the Modern Warfare 2019 way of storytelling, and even the older Call of Duty games for that matter. The prime example of this is the choice you get in the flashback mission, where a bunch of Inner Circle members are posing as medics. And I just want you to watch this clip and keep in mind that Soap is between the medic and Price, who is already holding a different medic at gunpoint, and also pay attention to the reaction times of the other medics.
To a hospital now. Go. Secure. So, welcome. Just a plate.
So not only did Price spot this guy's pistol before Soap, who was right in front of him, but he also perfectly shot the guy, even when having to adjust his aim and even when needing to be careful not to shoot Soap. But the medic still fires off a shot at Soap, who survives, and then the other medics have the slowest reaction time in the fucking world. If you parallel this to a similar scene in Modern Warfare 2019, if you open the door in the embassy to try and save the kid, you will get instantly shot and killed, despite Price not having a better thing to do than to cover the door. And that's probably one of the biggest problems with the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. It's trying so hard to be safe. I heard characters say how Makarov is killing civilians like at least 3 times. Whoever wrote this shit obviously never heard of Show Don't Tell. And I guess I should also mention the infamous new No Russian mission. Now I think we all knew this mission was going to be drastically toned down, so the motherfuckers throwing a hissy fit over that are seriously either stupid or selectively outraged. The actual problem with this mission is Makarov's plan and also the fucking bomb. They made it such a big deal about the lengths Koenig had to go to sneak in as much as a Glock on board with 3D printed parts hidden in all manner of nooks and crannies. And then you get to the mission and suddenly they have an entire fucking bomb which they materialize out of thin air. And the whole part of the crowd attacking you thinking you're one of the hijackers is pretty good. However, Makarov's entire plan is completely retarded. So he is trying to provoke Russia to attack Urzikstan, yet if his plan succeeded, it will just show that a rogue ULF member destroyed that plane. Wow, great fucking plan, bro. And that's the other thing. The story also completely forgets about the military base that Makarov airstruck with Urzikstan missiles as soon as it happens. I feel like that would be a much bigger deal than one shitty passenger plane. And going back to the plane, this is where I feel like there could have been way more choices that could affect your ending. Like at the plane, Samara could have just overpowered the thug that gave her the gun and tossed her to the crowd, and just jumped out of the plane, effectively saving it. In the mission with the indestructible chopper, there could have been a scenario where you can shoot it down and put a hold to Makarov's plan, but have Price die in the gas as a result. Things like that which could then maybe lead to a way better ending. Oh yeah, and let's talk about that ending while we're at it. So this is exactly how the Modern Warfare 3 campaign ends. Makarov comes out of a portal to Narnia, kills Soap, and runs back through the portal he came from, which causes the rest of 141 to give up chasing him completely. Oh, you thought I'm joking? Nope. That is literally what fucking happens. Oh, and I guess Shepard also dies in the cutscene, which, whatever. Who cares at this point where there are still so many bad guys active? Like, let me just list all of them for you. Khaled Al-Assad, Imran Zakayev, Mr. Z, Victor Zakayev, Makarov and Graves. Yeah, we're at the end of the trilogy and so much shit is still unresolved, and instead of resolving any of them or any of the important ones, they just opt to create more bad guys instead. Soap's death at the end of the campaign is meaningless. There is literally no point to it other than, Makarov promised to kill him so he did, or some stupid shit like that. However, on the topic of Makarov, I will say that his character was actually well done. That's probably where the entire budget went. Like, if you remove the 141 assembly scene from Modern Warfare 2019, then that game literally resolves every conflict it creates. Wolf, Butcher and Barkov all get suplexed in the same campaign, and it works so much so that with some minor alterations like a year and shit like that, it can literally work as a prequel to Call of Duty 4. That's how well done that campaign is compared to Modern Warfare 2 and 3. It honestly just feels like the writers are just showing that, look guys, we are not afraid to kill characters, because that was one of the biggest criticism towards the betrayal plot in the new Modern Warfare 2. It was entirely fucking pointless, since there are zero lasting effects from it. In the original, 141 lost its entire command and supply structure, while in the new one they still have Laswell, so it's literally no big deal whatsoever. Also in the original, they have so many casualties that the only surviving members are Price and Soap. It got so bad that Price literally had to ask help from Makarov of all people. And then the only further help he got was all from outside forces such as Delta and Nikolai's PMC of ex-Spetsnaz soldiers. There was a genuine lasting effect of Shepard's betrayal. Meanwhile, in the new one, not even Graves dies, and the excuse they gave for it was honestly so fucking stupid. Oh, I was never in that tank, I just conveniently ran towards it and was speaking from it, and after it exploded, I just conveniently stopped talking and didn't try to take sniper shots at 141, despite them standing perfectly still gathered around the tank like complete retards. Not to mention, they literally pair Graves with 141 again at the end, so there is quite literally nothing that comes from that betrayal other than Shepard getting dropkicked. Yeah, totally necessary plot point, fucking hell. If that was all that was going to happen, then it would be 10 times more impactful if they had Shepard stay the good guy and have Makarov kill him after his plans go to shit. That would have made his death way more fucking impactful rather than just sitting there and thinking to yourself, fucking finally. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering what I meant when I said that the game pulls the Doom Eternal with its story, well, in Modern Warfare 3, they make it a plot point that Shepard was the one supplying the ULF the whole time. Now, if you played Modern Warfare 2019, you will realize this shit makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, according to this, Shepard was supplying the ULF before Hadir went rogue, and then when he did, Shepard labeled the ULF a terror organization, but continued to supply them regardless. You cannot pretend this shit makes the slightest bit of sense. And especially since this also devalues Farah's character, since if we keep in mind that she has been getting support from Shepard and the West, it is incredibly pretentious when in Modern Warfare 2019, she states that she doesn't care if the stolen gas gets taken to the West. Whoever wrote this shit couldn't even do the bare fucking minimum to make sure the story at least lines up with the previous games. And honestly, I think I'm gonna end it off here. I could talk about a whole lot more shit, like the fact that the new Ghost is cringe as fuck in all regards, and the fact they treat 141 more like Marvel superheroes rather than actual soldiers, and yes, that is a bad thing, but I guess I did it here anyway, so there you go. Though, thinking of the title of this video right now, I'll probably end up comparing it to Fortnite as a joke, or at least that's the idea I have right now. But ironically enough, I just realized that Fortnite also had an endlessly shitty update recently, where the motherfuckers basically removed every good feature they added to it, fucked with the collision and loot spawns, and removed every gun with a consistent recoil pattern. Basically just turning it into the perfect example of how Battle Royale should not look. Almost entirely reliant on RNG with fuck all to keep it interesting. Not that I care about Fortnite, I just found it to be a happy accident. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you to these channel members who embraced the chat, Dungai, and earned a shoutout. Be sure to like and subscribe to boost me in the algorithm. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.